And a stern warning from officials in New Jersey and New York. Tropical storm Hermine may be weakening, but don't let your guard down this Labor Day weekend. The storm is blamed for at least one death so far. It made landfall overnight in Florida as a Category 1 hurricane, ripping up roads and trees and also damaging homes. Here in our area, Hermine threatens to bring gusty winds, dangerous rip currents, and also some flooding. The city has already made plans to close some beaches this weekend. We have team coverage as the shore communities prepare for this storm. Let's begin with Elise Finch, who is in the Weather Center with the latest on the advisory that we have now. Elise?
That's right, Christine. So take a look. I want to show you what this system looks like on our Vortex satellite and radar. You can see it takes up a large area, and of course we are seeing a tremendous amount of rain. Rain is honestly at this point looking like the least of our worries. Coastal concerns become sort of number one, but here are the stats. Right now it's 55 miles northeast of Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. It has got 50-mile-an-hour winds, which is why it's been downgraded from a hurricane to a tropical storm, and the movement northeast at 20 miles per hour. Now, that would be great if it kept on this track, right? Because you can see as we go through tonight and through tomorrow, straight offshore. The problem is it makes a little bit of a turn, and all the models pretty much agree that it's going to make a turn. The problem is it makes a turn toward us. At the same time as we're seeing that turn, we're also seeing some strengthening. According to the National Hurricane Center, 75 miles an hour. That means it's back to hurricane strength as it makes that turn, and then it also meanders just off our shore through Tuesday. Also a huge problem. So tropical storm watches and tropical storm warnings are already in effect. Tropical storm force winds, storm surge, even coastal flooding all become a huge concern for our area, especially starting Sunday morning. I'll have more about this coming up in your full forecast. Christine?
Elise, thank you. From the Weather Center, let's go to the Jersey Shore. CBS 2's Meg Baker is live in Point Pleasant, where they are getting ready for possible flooding and also dangerous rip currents. Meg?
Christine, beach towns down the Jersey Shore are preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Now, as you said, we are in Point Pleasant Beach next to the Manasquan Inlet, which is a big concern in this area. Now, as the storm surge comes in and high tides build on top of each other, this water could be pushed into low-lying areas, creating flood hazards. Now, here's what to expect if you are headed down for the holiday weekend. One last day down the shore before the weather turns sour.
I wanted to go to the beach before I have to go back to school.
These moms and their kids are squeezing in some sun and fun at Point Pleasant Beach.
The calm before the storm coming this weekend.
Monmouth County Sheriff Sean Golden is asking homeowners and visitors to stay alert to how the storm is progressing.
We prepare things like, shelter operation and break out the evacuation plans and all these other things that go into emergency management, right? That's what we're here for. What the public here for is having a good time.
Point Pleasant has already lowered lakes to combat flooding.
We kind of like live in a little bathtub here in Point Pleasant Beach, so there are some roads that usually flood during these storms like this.
Always prepared just in case, because we'd rather be prepared for nothing than not prepared for something that might come along.
Jenkinson's Boardwalk is encouraging people to get their fun in now.
We're definitely hoping for, one last boost today and tomorrow. And then we do have a significant fall season here, with the rides stay open till Columbus Day weekend.
No one likes to hear a stormy forecast for the end of summer, not even surfers, who usually benefit with large waves.
We're going to have a lot of northeast winds, so it doesn't look like the surf's going to be all that good.
Now, whether you're surfing or not, you're going to want to stay alert. Listen to what's going on in your town. Officials will be alerting people going around whether you have to evacuate or not. At this point, they're not saying that that is going to happen, but you're going to want to keep your ears open. They'll put this out on social media. They're also telling people now, put your umbrellas down, secure your deck furniture, because it will be windy and you will have heavy rains. We are live in Point Pleasant Beach. Meg Baker, CBS 2 News.
Meg, thank you for that. New York City officials are closely monitoring Hermine. As Mayor de Blasio laid out the city's storm plan today, he emphasized why this storm is such a potential threat.
This phenomenon of the storm coming up the coast and then stalling really for 4 days, and that is very unusual. That's why the rip current situation is going to be extremely dangerous.
Because of the potential for rip currents, city beaches will be closed to swimming starting Sunday. If the winds pick up to dangerous levels, the city will consider restricting traffic on the bridges.